And as we mentioned, sectional 39, Manchester, the host, North Miami 14-2, Wabash 12-6, Lewis Cass 10-8. Pat and I will come back and we will give you the pairings for the 2A South in the upcoming IHSAA 2A Girls Basketball Championship, and we'll be back with more of the IHSAA Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, broadcasting live from IHSASports.org headquarters in downtown Indianapolis. You're listening to the IHSAA Methodist Sports Medicine Championship Radio Network. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell from Network Indiana's Indiana Sports Talk, joined by Pat McKee from the Indianapolis Star. Let's go to the 2A South matchups. Sectional number 41 at Elwood. 5 teams will play. Game number 1 features Muncie Burris and number 5 Lapel. Game number 2, number 13 Winchester playing Alexandria. And game number 3 of sectional 41 features Elwood and Frankton. Wapahani will play Friday night, taking on the winner of the Muncie Burris and Lapel game. In sectional number 42 at Cambridge City Lincoln, Union County takes on the host, Cambridge City Lincoln squad. Cambridge City Lincoln ranked number 10, and Lincoln beat Union County 67-57 on January the 23rd. There are 8 teams in this sectional. Game number 2, Shenandoah plays Eastern Hancock. Game 3 features Hagerstown and Northeastern, and Centerville will match up with Knightstown. Sectional number 43 at Heritage Christian, the two-time defending 2A champions. In game number 1, Park Tudor takes on number 2 Heritage Christian, and Indianapolis Cecina plays Indianapolis Cardinal Ritter in game number 2. Game number 3 features Indian Creek and number 11 Triton Central. On Friday night, the Park Tudor Heritage Christian winner will play Indianapolis George Washington Community. Sectional number 44 at Lawrenceburg, 7 teams. Hauser and Switzerland County, game number 1. Milan will play North Decatur in game number 2. Game number 3 features South Ripley and Southwestern of Hanover. Southwestern of Hanover beat South Ripley 75-32 on November the 29th. Sectional number 45 at Bloomfield. There are 5 teams. Tuesday night, game 1 features Linton Stockton and Eastern Green. Game 1 on Friday night, number 15 Bloomfield plays South Knox. North Knox takes on the Linton Stockton Eastern Green winner in game number 2 on Friday. Sectional number 46 at Cascade. The host cadets will play Tri-West Hendricks in game number 1. Game number 2 features Speedway and North Putnam. Cloverdale will square off against South Putnam in game number 3. Covenant Christian plays Monrovia in game number 4. Sectional number 47 at Eastern Pekin. Game number 1, Eastern Pekin. The host will host number 4, Austin. Austin beat Eastern 75-67 on December the 20th. Game number 2 features Clarksville and Brownstown Central. Providence will play West Washington in game number 3. Game 1 on Friday night of sectional 47 will have Paoli taking on the Eastern Pekin Austin winner. And sectional number 48 at Tell City. Game 1 Friday night, number 14 Forest Park plays South Spencer, followed by Tell City and North Posey. Game number 2 on Friday night will have Evansville Mater Dei and Perry Central. Now, Pat, in the southern matchups in 2A, you have some sectionals that have multiple ranked teams. For example, sectional 41 at Elwood. Lapel's 5th. They take on Muncie Burris. Winchester is taking on Winchester number 13. They're bracketed in opposite brackets. But, again, the seeds being what they are, records being what they are, is a potential matchup for Lapel and Winchester in the championship of sectional 41.
Lapel's had a terrific year. You know, they started the year real well. Took a loss or two to 4A schools, including Terre Haute South in the Hall of Fame Tournament Classic Championship game. But since then, they've not lost. So they're on a roll, clearly a favorite. Winchester 17-3, though, not to be overlooked. Alexandria 7-12. Might be a team to keep an eye on in that first-round game with Winchester.
Sectional 42, as we mentioned, Cambridge City Lincoln, the only ranked team in that one. Sectional 43 is another one of those sectionals with two ranked teams. Heritage Christian, as we pointed out, the two-time defending champs, taking on Park Tudor in the top half of the bracket, and then in the bottom half of the bracket, Triton Central, number 11, plays Indian Creek. These two teams know a lot about one another in these past few sectionals.
Well, they've played a few times. Indian Creek's a third team there that's a pretty good team. They've got a good sophomore player in Kylie Hamilton. Triton Central, a strong season for them. They took a loss last week, but they've played very well this year. And, of course, we mentioned Heritage Christian earlier. You know, they've got three junior standout players, a strong freshman in Liz Stratman. A terrific team.
In, as we mentioned, sectional 44, Lawrenceburg, the host. Three teams pretty even. Southwestern ranked number 6, and well, what else can you say about Coach Cheatham down there? But you know what? Hauser, North Decatur, having good years to this point. Sectional 45 with Bloomfield seems to be the favorite in that particular sectional. They've had a nice run. They're ranked number 15 to this point. Keep an eye on North Knox in sectional 45.
That's exactly right. I think the computers have North Knox rated ahead of Bloomfield, but the human poll has Bloomfield rated ahead. So I got a BCS kind of thing there for you.
I like the sound of that. In some respects, sectional 46 balanced at Cascade, Covenant Christian at 14-5, Speedway 12-5, Cloverdale 14-4, Tri-West at 9-9. So you know, again, we're looking at some balanced matchups there. Sectional 47, Eastern Topeka. This Austin team is playing awfully well, Pat, and right now loom as the favorite in sectional 47.
Yes, Austin's a strong team. They've been able to put up a lot of points this year. They really get up and down the floor. The other team to look for there possibly would be Brownstown. They've had a good year, too.
In sectional 48, Forest Park 14, taking on South Spencer. Tell City, North Posey. North Posey 14-4. Keep an eye on them.
Yeah, Forest Park has some traditional success. Coach Marty Niehaus has been successful for a long time. North Posey's had some success over the years as well. In the lower part of the bracket, Evansville Mater Dei may have a chance to come through.
That wraps up 2A. We are halfway through the pairings for the 33rd Annual State Tournament Series in girls basketball. Pat McKee, Bob Lovell will be back at the Emmis Communications headquarters in downtown Indianapolis. And when we return, you're listening to the Indiana High School Girls Basketball Tournament Pairing Show on the IHSAA Methodist Sports Medicine Championship Radio Network, brought to you in part by Methodist Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider of the IHSAA. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Bob Lovell, and Pat McKee and I, glad to be with you. It's always an exciting night. This is a fun night, Pat, because we understand what's at stake, and the excitement literally is you just have to wait and see what happens. But to this point, some interesting surprises, some interesting matchups, and as we go through these next two, we expect the same thing.
Well, I'm sure it'll be even more so. There's so many good teams this year, a lot of parity, a lot of balance, and it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds.
Enough of us. Let's go to the 3A North pairing, sectional number 17 at Hammond. Game number 1, Hammond-Gavitt takes on Hammond-Clark, followed by Gary Wallace and Gary Wirt. Those winners will play Friday night in game number 1. The second game at Hammond on Friday nights will feature Gary Roosevelt and Hammond High. Sectional number 18 at Rensselaer Central. Game number 1, Knox will play Calumet, followed by Rensselaer Central and Kankakee Valley. Those winners will play game 1 on Friday night, followed by Griffith and Andrean on the second game of Friday night in sectional number 18. Sectional number 19 at New Prairie. This is a 7-team sectional. Game number 1, South Bend St. Joseph's plays number 9, Plymouth. Plymouth won at South Bend St. Joe 51-44 on November the 14th. Second game of sectional number 19 features Mishawaka Marion and Culver Academies. The third game of the sectional number 19 is New Prairie and Glen. Rochester will play Friday night game number 1, taking on the winner of the South Bend St. Joseph's Plymouth matchup.